Good morning, conversationist. Yes, thank you for tuning in once again to us. And if you're just joining us for the first time, I do appreciate you for stopping by and hope that you get to join the community, get to comment, join the conversation by commenting, sharing your views. You get to share our work, you get to like, and all the beautiful things that we do, to keep this channel up. Yeah. So we're still doing a rundown of the kind of conversations that we want to have in this network. So it's very important for me to let you know what the conversation is centered around. Of course, it's human interest stories. Of course, it has to do with you and me. Of course, we are human beings. So therefore, we're going to be talking about human beings, struggles, problems, especially in relation to our society, our community. It's very important that we have these conversations, and I'm sure maybe it may not be the first time that you're hearing of such conversations, but hey, we still need to keep having them, right? And it's important we do. So one of the things that I have titled this part of the conversation that I want to have, like I told you in the previous videos, please, if you've not watched those previous videos, kindly go back and check them out. They're very important. So I remember telling you the other day that I like to write it, whatever vision I have, it's become something like a habit. It's always good to write it down. Don't assume you know it offhand. Even if you do know it offhand, I mean, you're the vision bearer, right? It's always good to write because sometimes when you write, the more you write about what you want to do, the more you have clarity on when and how to do it. So I tagged a segment of this podcast, Listen to the Masculine Voice. And here's the summary of what that conversation entails. Over the last 20 years, women's voices have become more hearable, loud, if I must say so, and this has helped to address the wounds that women have suffered over the years. Yes. However, the voices of men have become somewhat dwindled, such that their struggles are not being spoken of, causing them to shrink into themselves. I hope that sounds correct. Now we are all wondering what went wrong with our men and why it is so hard to be a man in the modern world. It was about time we listened to the masculine voice because have some because our men have something worthwhile to give that women cannot give. Dear brothers, speak. I don't know how that sounds to you. I don't know if it sounds cliche. I don't know if it sounds abnormal. But I think it's important to have conversations around that. That's why I tagged it listen to the masculine voice. Yes, it's important to listen to the masculine voice, right? So have a favorite show that I watch all the time, the Lenin Goge show. And I remember a young man, a guest once came on that show. I think he has a TikTok account that I don't remember his name, but he was on that show and he's quite popular in Kenya because my favorite show is the Lenin Ngugi show by my my dearest Lenin Ngugi of Kenya, Africa, and the world. That's how I like to tag her. So this guy is on the show on LNN, and then he's talking about men's struggles, and that's why Lynn brought him on the show because he's speaking about drinking, he's speaking about betting. He's speaking about all the bad things, especially young people are getting involved in. And he's speaking against these things. And he told Lynn, I don't care who hates me. I don't care what young person out there hates me for speaking about these things, but I need to speak about it. But there's a profound statement that he made that caught my attention. He said, Lynn, if you want to ruin the society, ruin men. I take it again. If you want to ruin the society, ruin men. Men, is that correct? Is it true that if we want to ruin the society, we should ruin you? And when you're ruined, the society goes south. That was a very big statement that he made there. And then when I sit back and relax and look around me, the society is really being ruined by men. I don't know to what extent because I know that if, of course, women have their own parts to play where if you also want to ruin the society, you ruin women. It's not some sort of comparison or anything, but The society is really, I don't know from your end, from your country, wherever you're watching from, how is the society turning out? But back home right now, present day in Cameroon, and yes, I think I watched it even on a Goretti Experience, another YouTube channel that I tune into, and Goretti was talking about, the drinking problem in Cameroon. I mean, I was like, am I the only one who's taking note of this thing? I mean, bars are being opened every now and then. And the drinking problem is not just among old people. The average Cameroonian is a drunk, is a drunk. The teenagers in Cameroon, the average teenage boy in Cameroon is a drunk. That it's not just it's an alcoholic, and they're chronic alcoholics. It's hard to see a teen boy now who has not tasted alcohol, who is not taking it, who's not on shisha, who's like, I can't even begin to imagine or list the number of things. There are just so many of them. And the question we keep asking is, what's happening with our men? What are the fathers doing? What are the men of the society doing? And when I say fathers, quote unquote, I'm not just being biological, you really don't have to be a biological father to play that role to a young boy or young boys out there. Seriously. It's alarming. This is just one of so many issues or many struggles that men have. And I think that in as much as people are out there, different people are building different conversations, we can have the same right here on this platform. We can always share. Like, before we even get to ever host a guest here, why can't we have those conversations now? Because I believe that if I'm bringing this to your knowledge now, maybe I'm bringing, like, it's an awakening. And maybe you already know, but it's like sometimes somebody just has to stir you up. Like, let me even reach out to this neighbor. Let me reach out to this young man that I'm living with, because people drink in secret, people drink in open, people do stuff in open. What are the struggles of men? What are they going through? We are clamoring for a society where there's understanding, there's equity, there's egalitarianism, if you put it that way. But even these struggles, especially in regards to women and the girl child, right? I said it earlier, I think when I was talking about the video I posted on teenage boys, that the boy, the child shapes the teen shapes the man, and the man shapes the society. And why we keep talking about gender, gender, women study, women and the girls empowerment. The struggles of women and how we can combat some of these struggles, and solve reduce a lot of these issues that women go through in society. You know that these things should not be exclusive to men, right? I mean, apart from the fact that men have their own struggles, they have to be involved in the change process, in changing the narrative. So if we exclude them, what does that make of us? Because at the end of the day, we are in the human kingdom. The animal kingdom have theirs. We're in the human kingdom. We are complementary in nature, and we cannot do without each other. So if I exclude you, it's like saying we want to, it's like saying that let's just use an example for a marriage. It's like saying I'm married and I'm praying for a child, but I don't want to have sex with my spouse. So how will the baby come? I don't want to have sex with my husband. How will the baby come? Really? Because there's a natural law, natural principle that says that for the child to come, you have to consummate, right? You have to consummate, you have to have sex. So if you're not doing that, how will the child come? Are you married a mother of Jesus? I mean, I could be. So that's it. It's serious. So what do we do? What are the men battling, and why is it that even some of these things that we are clamoring for change in society, many of them are not responding? What's their own struggle? Because we've been seeing statistics have been showing, and like we have diverse information out there, and even men speaking, some of them even have just they just say it subtly that a lot of them, they don't just die from depression. A lot of men commit suicide more than ever in this modern times than we can ever imagine. And there's one particular word that stands out, one particular scenario that keeps standing out every time you hear a man in a conversation, or every time you see men sit to talk in in public spaces. You get to watch them. There's one thing that stands out, like the struggles. They have so many silent struggles that we need to address, that we need to talk about. And if we keep shying away from them, it really doesn't solve it. It really doesn't do it. So that's one of the things that I wanted to have as like as a segment, as something that we need to talk about that's very important amongst other things. I don't know if I've been able to explain it better, if I've been able to give you like a clear overview of what it is, but I like to think and I like to cross my fingers and believe that I have done just that. Okay, so let me know what you think on the comment section about such a segment like those. And please remember to keep your comments as respectful as always. Until I come your way shortly, goodbye for now. Bye.